Yeah, I remember the other day I was talking about something, and I had mentioned I was going to tell you 2 miracle stories, and so I was thinking I could ramble about those stories while I'm clipping out my coupon, and then I have after my miracle stories, I have a question about the sense of smell. I want to talk to you guys about that, and how does that go hand in hand with ASMR? And what was the other thing? I think that's it. So I got a bunch of coupons here from. I don't think I need these. The other day I was going through the Sunday newspaper. There's a coupon. And then we got a mailer coupon. But more important are these fast food coupons. That somehow recently popped up. I don't know where. I don't know where I got these. Somewhere in the mail. Oh my goodness. Perfect. Oh. Burger King is really good. I must get like one of these things in the mail like every other month. Now, the unfortunate part is we're never out and about early enough to try their breakfast stuff. Look, sausage biscuit sandwich, 50 cents. Darn it. So, turn down your brightness, and let's just have a calm, nice, relaxing evening. And I'm hoping you guys will chime in and comment back to me after I share with you my 2 miracle stories. I really enjoyed you guys commenting back to me on the, remember the other night I did the one about these funny sayings, and even though I can't, it seems like lately I've been just crazy with my time. Something's happening. I'm not able to get back to my comments as well as I had been doing before, but I at least get a chance to skim the comments kind of quickly as best I can. And I'm just going to mention this one. This guy, he's a regular viewer. I laugh so hard because I could really relate. He wrote about wipe the look off your face. When I was little, my parents, especially my mom, would be in trouble and we'd be grumpy, and they would say, "Get that look off your face." But they may have a time or two said, "Wipe that look off your face." But his comment was a very lovely childhood memory, I think. Excuse me. He had, I think, a couple brothers, and their dad would say, "Wipe that look off your face." This is like the cutest childhood memory. And him and his brothers would laugh because he had one brother face to change the look on his face. Oh my goodness, I would have gotten in so much trouble because I would have been laughing even more. Isn't that a good one? But that's just one of like a lot of the comments you guys shared back with me. I really appreciate that. So I think I'm kind of hoping that as I share my 2 miracle stories, that if you guys have kind of similar little miracle stories, that you'll share that too, and then maybe give me some feedback on my hypothesis regarding the sense of smell and ASMR. Okay, so well, really, I was thinking to tell you just 2 miracle stories because they both had to do with fires. Right here in our home, one on the patio with the grill and one in the laundry room with the dryer. But I want to share one more from, my goodness, back in the day, our kids were both in car seats in the back seat, so they were pretty small. So this had to have been like in the 1980s. I honestly do believe we have angels around us. So many times in my life I look back, but this was a pretty obvious one. I knew right when it happened that there was a huge angel taking care of everything. But anyways, I do believe I've shared this before, maybe a year or so ago. But it's such a wonderful miracle story. I'm going to share it again, and you know, I look back on this story like if I'm fearful of if I see kids walking by themselves, or sometimes I can worry about stuff. This story always brings me back to remind me that there's guardian angels and there's heavenly angels taking care of things. And they're always there even though we don't see them or we don't think about it. So anyways, there I was in my little 80, was a VW diesel Rabbit back in the early 80s. Excuse me, mid to late 80s. I'm going to say 87, 88, somewhere around there. Both kids buckled up in their car seats in the back seat. But in the 80s, you could have the car seat facing forward. So every time I had them both in the car seat, and they're just a year and a half apart, I could look in my rearview mirror and I could see them both in their faces. So this happened not even a mile from our house. I'm going to say like a half a mile. And it's a little back route we take every day, like on our way to McDonald's or on our way to like shopping in town. And this street, the shopping center was Albertsons. Back in the day they had an Albertsons there. And the shopping center at that time had no signal lights for crossing. It was a four-lane highway, but it wasn't like a trucker four-lane highway. It was just like a frontage road around the edge of the city, backside of the city, four-lane highway. But like if you ran to the middle, they didn't have an island in the middle, but they had like a little, like a turning space where you could stand this is terrible. The glare is so terrible. It's hard to see it. I know you guys have all been through that. And I remember being just thankful for my sunglasses because I would have never seen anything through the windshield if I didn't have my sunglasses. So I slow up. I'm in the right lane, the slow lane, because I see across the street there's like a grandma with a bubbly blonde haired wiry girl, and it looks like grandma is still going to be walking to the store. It looks as if perhaps the little girl, think of a little girl getting excited or thinking to herself, oh my goodness, I forgot something. She had that kind of apparent body language, like she was gonna, like grandma was still walking slowly to the store on the sidewalk, but like she had a light bulb that went off. Oh my goodness, I forgot my money, or oh my goodness, I forgot whatever. It was that kind of like a kid's excited moment. So I see grandma like kind of put her hand over her eyes as she's watching the little girl kind of get ready to dart across the street, and I am stopped and I'm watching all this, right? And I'm thinking of this little girl, and I look at my girls in the rear view mirror, and then in this side mirror I see this little pickup truck, like a little Datsun pickup truck, just coming up the side of me in the next fast lane. And I'm just sitting there like connecting the dots, thinking, oh my goodness. And I think I did honk my horn for some reason. I think I did. I cannot be sure. But I do remember thinking like nothing's working. Like, oh my goodness, this girl isn't looking up. She's just a typical little girl. And this car coming up is not slowing up. And I was just sitting there like with a lump in my throat. And here's where the angel part comes in. I will always know this was an angel. All of a sudden, that truck that was speeding up really fast next to me slowed down so fast, yet there was no wheels screeching, no rubber burning, no sliding or anything. I will never understand, how did that truck stop so fast and easy without any commotion, because it was going pretty fast. Came within a foot of the girl, and at the same time as that car was coming, at the last second when the girl saw it and she kind of tried to jump back out of the way, there had to have been like a huge angel's hand that lifted her, because I remember seeing her body, and I remember knowing immediately that there is no way, even maybe an Olympic person could do it, but the way she jumped in such a odd position with such strength to jump and twist and turn out of the way, you would really have to be like a famous Olympic person to do it. No normal kid could do it. It couldn't be done. You'd have to practice that move your whole life. And the grandma, oh my goodness, I'm getting goosebumps again because I can put myself in that situation. So there was the grandma on the other side of the street, still watching the girl with her hands kind of cupped to her eyes because of the bright sun. And the girl, after it all happened, the girl just continued running across the street, no problem. And then the person next to me didn't hesitate. As soon as the girl left, the car sped off again, and I'm sitting there with this huge lump in my throat. course, obviously, for that grandma, that little girl thing, I was so thankful nothing happened. But then I remember thinking how I was so shook up just by that little incident that I was thankful also for me, because I do not know how that would have affected me, obviously for right then at that moment, and then for the rest of my life, had that girl gotten hit and I saw it. So I will forever be thankful for that angel story, heavenly angel story in my life. And the reason I say that is because I did see, this was, boy, I must have been in grammar school. This was, oh my God, this was in the 60s. This, I'm going to kind of segue off to this other story now that I'm thinking about it. We were at my grandma's house and she lived over in Bell, California. And it was a lovely little beautiful neighborhood. I don't know, we haven't been there obviously in years in that area. But, you know, the streets, when you drove down the streets, you know, no car went over like 5 or 7 miles an hour. So anyways, I happened to be playing outside in Grandma's driveway, having fun. All the relatives are coming over. And I'm kind of like just dancing around in the driveway and in the sidewalk like any grammar school kid would do. And I'm looking at the cars, and thinking, well, you know, because I knew a handful of my cousins were going to be coming over in a second. And there was a large, like a burgundy colored car. And you know what you would call today like a 4-door old person's car. And I see a boy from across the street, and this is probably about 5 houses down as I'm looking toward the corner of the street. And I see him, he's in shorts, he's like in a little summer outfit, nice little traditional boy with a t-shirt and shorts, and you know, dark socks and shoes. And he runs out and he gets hit. I see him get hit by this car. It was a slow moving car. I'm telling you, I was so shook up. I literally saw him get hit. And I kind of remember hearing a little thud, but I'm not sure if it was the thud of his body or the thud of just the car stopping. But he fell down, got up, the guy got out, the parents came out, and it appeared as if he was completely unharmed. There was like nothing. I was so shook up, and I ran in to tell everybody. And so when I said, a little boy got hit by a car, and they said, it won't, and they kind of believed me until I said, no. I said, no, he didn't get hurt, he's walking around just fine. Then they kind of didn't believe me. And even as a young kid then, I remember thinking to myself, oh my goodness, I'm so glad nothing happened to him. I didn't go further to think that it was a miracle or angels we had a miracle from heaven. I just remember thinking how shook up I was to see him actually get hit and to kind of hear the little thump sound at that last second. But there he was. He comes back out with his parents. The guy gets out of the car, and it's almost as if they shook hands, and then everybody went on their way. And I just remember as a kid so thankful that nothing happened, thinking, oh, I feel terrible that I'll never forget this scene of this kid getting hit by the car, but thank goodness nothing bad happened, because that would really be, this is a terrible memory enough, but what if something worse happened? Okay, so boy, when I make a rambling video, I really get into it. Can you tell? So that was that. That little one with the little boy, that was back in the 60s when I was in grammar school. And the one with the girl running across the street, I was in the late 80s. And then, I'll tell you the one that just happened probably 2 months ago about with the dryer fire. I think I did tell you. I did tell you, didn't I? Oh, well, I'm going to tell it again. It's that good of a story for those of you that didn't hear it. It seems like I may have told you guys the story. Long story short, our dryer almost completely caught on fire and got engulfed in flames. But thanks to my excellent sense of smell that I have had my whole life, I really have always felt that my hearing has been over the top excellent, and my sense of smell has been over the top excellent. And now here we are today, with this ASMR stuff, and I'll talk about it later, but I'm kind of wondering, is it kind of all go together, like our ASMR people? Like, do you guys who are also in need of ASMR experience, do you think you have a really keen sense of hearing and smelling? I kind of have a hypothesis, but I don't have anyone else to compare it to. I'm looking at my own life, and I somehow have a hunch that my keen sense of smell and my keen sense of hearing somehow is the reason for why I have the ASMR angle. Okay, so anyways, we'll talk about that later. So anyways, I happen to be on the other side of the house, and I have always worried about dryer fire because back in the 60s, we had one of my childhood friends that we grew up with. They moved to another part of town, about 5 miles away, and we would always keep in touch, and we'd still visit them. And one day we get a phone call, and they comes to find out. Oh no, we had called them because they had built their own built-in swimming pool, and it was huge. And I'm telling you, when you're a kid in the 60s and someone has a built-in pool, oh my goodness, you're like the king of the neighborhood with a pool. But because they built it themselves, it looked like an Olympic swimming pool in their backyard. This was a home in the middle of Simi Valley when the homes, the backyard, the yards and the homes were just really big. You really got a big front yard and a huge backyard. And they filled it with a pool. It's kind of cool. So anyways, we tried to get in touch with them, and they call us back to say no can do because they're rebuilding part of our house because it caught on fire and dryer fire. So my whole life, ever since grammar school, when I knew that really did happen to somebody in real life, that has never left So I'm wondering, have I thought about that way too much that the saying, be careful what you say and think because you say and think it so much that it really will happen. So I hope that that's not what happened, that I've been worried about that. Every time I turn the dryer on, it's like it's in my mind. So I hope that's not the case, but I'm really working on trying to resolve that thinking process with the dryer part, because that's terrible. Even though I know it's not going to happen, it's in the back of my mind. And this time it did happen. And I do laundry every day. I do a load of laundry every single day. And one load of laundry, one load of drying. So when you guys see me in these outfits, video after video after video, for those of you who have wondered, I'm always washing my stuff. So, or washing everybody's stuff every day. So I'm in the kitchen and the dryer is on the far side of the house. And I get out of the kitchen and I smell something kind of funny. But I couldn't tell that it had anything to do with smoke from the dryer. But as I walk further down the house, so I'll be darned, I go in the laundry room and I just stopped the dryer. I should have pulled the plug out immediately, but I just turned it off, and you can see like smoke, little teeny tiny billows of smoke coming up from under the dryer. And so I opened the dryer door, and I opened the door to the garage to get some of the smoke. I opened the garage door to get some air. Then it dawned on me too. Oh, there's another thing. It dawned on me. Where did that come from? Is that like the early morning dawn? It dawned on me. Like it dawned on me. Sunlight, like you just realized. I don't know, but I'm amazed at the things I say now that ever since I've been talking about that. These cliche things. Okay, so it dawned on me to unplug the dryer. We never had a fire, but we were that close to having dryer fire, and I can't believe I didn't do like a PSA for you guys right after it happened. In fact, I still might do one because it's that important. And so we called our appliance guy. We have appliance guy that we rotate used appliances with, and if I have a problem, I get a used appliance from him. And then when we get a new appliance, I always call him to come and get our old appliance, back and forth. And he always, he services all our appliances. So I called him. He came and checked it out, and he says there's no problem with your dryer, you can reuse it. But when I watched that's the thing that caught on fire, or was almost caught on fire. It was blackened and singed. But he did check everything. He said no wires are damaged. It works fine, but I just can't use it. So anyways, when they come to service your dryer, they need to literally like take the whole thing apart, take the drum out, and down below all that is where it accumulates. So it's beyond just that little lint thing that you take out every day. And we've had this dryer for over 9 years. So that's a lot of years of little accumulation of stuff. So just please do that and bite the bullet and pay the service fee and just do it. Okay, so that'll be a total miracle story that will go down in our family, in our genealogy book. That's not okay. Then the other, I guess, the third. Even though this happened before the dryer just happened a couple weeks ago. Excuse me, a couple months ago. This was the time our barbecue on the patio caught on fire and almost caught our whole house on fire. But again, because of my keen sense of smell, I'm so thankful. I knew something was amiss. It was a typical Sunday, and we had an older barbecue, but it worked perfect. And a few years back, I'm going to say maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, we had got in the habit of staying home every Sunday afternoon. That was our stay home, garden, patio, backyard day, barbecue. And what had happened, we had a huge rain, like 2 or 3 days before. I didn't think anything of it, but I learned a lesson the hard way. We were so happy to be outside because we had 2 or 3 days of like heavy rain, but it was beautiful that Sunday. So I'm getting all excited for the barbecue, and I was in charge of the barbecue that day, believe it or not. So I go out to heat up the barbecue. Well, I would always heat it up and then wait for it to get real hot before I put the steaks on. Well, what had happened, unbeknownst to me, because I'm not the barbecue enthusiast that you think I should be. Now, crock-pot, yes. I think I'm a crock-pot aficionado now. But barbecue, that's a whole different story. So I go out there, light the barbecue, come back in, and we have the windows and the sliding glass open. It's just beautiful. So I'm puddling around in the kitchen and gathering some stuff from the back room, doing all my stuff, and I smell like pine chips or pine wood. I'm thinking, I'm going like this, because I'm on the far side of the house, and I'm walking back towards the kitchen, like, there's like fresh pine. It dawns on me, again, up against the house happened to be some huge thick pieces of plywood. It was like, I don't know how, like 8 feet tall, 8 by 5, I don't know how, or 8 by 4 piece of plywood, like an inch thick. It was super, super heavy, and it was leaned up against the house for a project, but it was behind the barbecue. The bar, when I realized it was that piece of plywood. Is that what it's called? I think they call them plywood. And the whole barbecue was completely engulfed because it's a gas barbecue, the kind you turn on. You have like this little So I'm standing there, like thanking the heavens above, total miracle. Had I not smelled that pine, or whatever that plywood was, from the back room, I never would have been out there to get the fire. It would have just jumped from the barbecue to the house onto the wait, I hear a noise. Sorry, you guys. I thought I heard like a huge commotion, and I was going to have to stop my 60-minute video and splice it together, which I do not want to do. When I have to splice together 2 video clips, it takes like hours to upload, and I don't know why. I must be doing something wrong, but so anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, so I'm forever grateful. Had that piece of pine wood or excuse me, or plywood not been there. I don't know what I would have smelled, because there would have been, okay, I guess the flames would have gone up underneath the roof to the wooden part of the roof. And we have tiles on the roof, so I don't know what I would have smelled, but I'm just so grateful. Total miracle. And I'm so thankful, so thankful, so thankful. So maybe that's why I don't do the barbecue anymore. That's why now I'm the crock pot queen. Okay, so I told you about the dryer fire. I told you about that barbecue fire. Oh yeah, so then when the gas company, I made them come out. It was a Sunday. And I told them what happened, and they said, "Well, do you smell gas?" yes, I remember on the phone, yes, I smell gas. I don't know what I smelled, but in retrospect, as I realized that the thing was on fire, because I do remember, like, seeing that it was on fire, opening the hood top of the barbecue, and there was tons of water that somehow, I don't know where the water came from, but it made me realize that I should have inspected the barbecue. All the little tray and the little things were from the terrible rain we had. It had built up some water in there because it was an older barbecue. But I didn't really pay attention to that. But of course now I always think of that, but as you see in my videos, you don't see me out on the grill. You see me doing stuff with a crock pot. What are the dates of these coupons? Do you guys have a Papa John's by your house? Maybe this isn't a coupon. Maybe these are just... Maybe this is the... Oops, Spanish side. Maybe these are just their prices all the time. All this is online. Third anniversary of these offers. Oh, coupon offers good for a limited time. It is a limited time, but when did we get this coupon? Or is this something we just got? Or I don't see a date anywhere. I'm gonna hold this one off the Papa John. Have you guys heard that Domino's is #1 pizza place and Pizza Hut is #2? It's kind of surprising. I wouldn't have guessed that. Oh wait, let me see. The table, I got this from the other day. Oh, these are good till the last day of March. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling. Let's see. $25 for a large one-topping pizza appetizer and 2 drinks. Online order only. $26 for wings, 2-liter and twist. $3 off or $4 off pizza. Family feast, $45. Oh, I don't know if these are good, a great of deal. Oh, this is Michael's Arts and Crafts. Excuse me. Does this one expire? Oh good, it's good there today. Michael's always has this 40% coupon. I think I'm addicted to that store. Is this a coupon? Hmm. Yeah, why do we say that? I guess if you're flying, maybe it came something that came out when when air travel hit the scene. It was a fancy deal, so it was so fast. So maybe that saying popped up when air travel popped up and fly. Time just flew by. I don't know. Did you guys ever used to watch that coupon show where these people would clip coupons? They'd go dumpster diving, and they would not only would they save tons of money, they would get stuff. They would get stuff for free, or um, they'd get tons of stuff, and then when they'd get to the checkout lane, and their bill was just like a few bucks or something. I was so addicted to that show, and I really did think that I could really do that. But then when I really realized they were really getting a ton of coupons, and they were going and diving in dumpsters looking for the newspaper that had all the coupons. So I think I got a little bit discouraged, but I still loved that show. And I think it was real. I don't think it was made up. But then the cool part was I loved watching them go shopping with their coupons. Then you'd see them go home, and they'd have like this huge pantry or warehouse of the tons of stuff they bought with their or they didn't even pay that much money, but they got with coupons. And then they'd donate it to churches, or they'd have their friends and family come, and they could actually like go shopping in their pantry, because it was a big pantry full of tons of stuff. How cool is that? Anyway, I was just thinking about that, clipping my coupons. So, this has been fun, you guys. Are you guys even awake still? This is